So hey guys, welcome back to my new video. Hope you're doing extremely well. So it's a day 21 of solving the GFG POTD. We have had quite a lot of journey till here. Okay, but we will not stop until the final goal is reached. Okay. So today's problem is count possible ways to construct buildings. Let us see what does the problem says. The problem says suppose you have been given a number n. Okay. Now what does this n indicates? N indicates plots. Number of plots in fact. Number of plots on each side of road. That is, suppose your n is equals to 3. In that case, these are your plots. Okay. And this is your road and 3 plots here also. Okay. Now, you are a builder, a quite rich profession by the way, and you have to construct buildings. But the condition is, the catch is that you cannot construct buildings on adjacent plots. All right. The catch is you cannot construct buildings on adjacent plots. That is, suppose if you have a building here, then you cannot have a building here or here. These have to be remain empty. Okay. You have been asked how many ways are there so that you can construct buildings. That is, how many patterns are there? Okay. Let us extend the example we have been studying up till now. So our n was 3. Let me consider one side of the road. One side of the road. Okay. We had 3 plots, right? Our first plot, our second plot, our third plot. Alright. Now I have to fill up them with the condition that no two buildings can be adjacent. Okay. So what are the ways? Firstly, I can fill a building here. Okay. If I fill a building here, this will automatically become S. S means B means building. S means empty space. Okay. Or you can also say only space. Okay. So if I construct a building at this position, this have to remain empty, correct? Now this has two options. Either it can remain empty or it can become building because the adjacent one is not what do we say? Not a building. So what are the two cases? BS and BSB. Okay. What is the second case? What if this is this is an empty space? Then this can be an empty space, correct? And this can be a building. Okay, so two cases for it. If this is an empty space, this can be a building. Okay, or for the same case, this can be a empty space also. Now, these are linked with this. These are linked with this. Now for this SB, this can be an empty space only. This cannot be an. This is discarded for because the adjacent is building, so it has to be an empty space. Okay, let us count the number of ways we were able to arrange from it. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now think the number of ways we are going to construct the sequences on the other side. On other side, wouldn't it be same? Wouldn't it be same? I know most of you have got the right answer. Yes, they would be same. Same. So what I'm able to observe that this was my situation in the initial phase. These were the three plots. This was my road, and these were the other three plots. I devised this. There are five ways to construct buildings here. Five ways to construct buildings here. So in total, how many ways are there? Basic PNC permutation combination, that is 5 into 5, that is equals to 25. Correct? I hope you have got what does the problem wants you to do. Okay, you have been given an n as an input. Suppose that is 3, and you have to give the number of ways, that is 25 in this example. Okay, how should you approach this problem? All right, how should you approach this problem? Let me say what did we did in the approach I discussed above. What did we do? We had three empty spaces, okay, and we filled up them with B and S, correct, with the condition that two B's cannot be together. Isn't it similar to calculating number of ways number of ways of forming a subsequence of forming a sequence with the condition, with the given condition? So I think this is my recursion problem. Now, as I only want the number and not all the sequences, like not all the strings as sequences. So what I can do, I can use dynamic programming. In dynamic programming, how can you proceed? Let's see. So now, how can I proceed for the dynamic programming? Yeah, I will choose this pen. Yeah, for the dynamic programming, I will initiate my function as f of n gives me the number of arrangements I can make for n number of plots. Alright. How will I proceed? I will send 0 as in starting index, okay, and I will go up till n. So how will my recursion look like? It will look like f of index with n. If my index is greater than equals to n, in that case return 0. Alright. Else, there are two options, either to construct a building or empty space. So in this case, it would be 1 plus f of int plus 2, because if I have mentioned int plus 1 here, the recursion which we will call will construct a building here also, which is not possible. So I have to hop over that building, hop over that plot and move to the next one. F of int plus 2 with same n, and this would be f of int plus 1. Okay. Because if there is a space, we don't worry, either the next one is a space or a building. Okay. After that, return the sum of these two. Okay, sum. This will be your recursion. Okay, and add a dp. I hope you are familiar with the concept of memoization. This will fetch you a correct answer. The second approach which I'm going to tell you is based on this only. Okay, this is the memoization form. Okay, but I will tell you a tabulation form, the tabular form, which would be more easy to understand. Tabular form, easier to understand. How? For the DP, what did I do? I said f of n says number of sequences for n plots. I'm doing something similar here also. What I'm doing is I'm saying let me make two variables. Two variables. I'm doing this tabular form with space optimization. I'm not creating a table. I'm not creating any indexes in my mind. I'm using space optimization because I will just require the previous two values. So for that, I'm using two variables only and not the whole table. I'm not carrying any extra space. If you can see, it says the expected time complexity is O of n, but I'm doing it in O of 1. So I'm actually using less space than the expected also. So this video deserves a like from your side. Okay. So how I'm going to approach it? What I'm going to do is I will pick two variables, one for building and one for space. What does this mean? Suppose this is my variable that named B only. Okay, B. It will tell me number of sequences ending at B till that index. Index in the sense if I have got n, I will starting from 1. Count B of 1 will tell me number of sequences ending at B if there is only one plot. For 2, for if there are only two plots. For 3, if there are only three plots. Okay. And similarly for S, name it as S, it will be number of sequences ending at S till that index. Okay, I hope you have got what I was showing in each variable. Okay, now how will we proceed? Now, how we have to update those values, correct? Update those values. How are we going to update those values? Suppose you have a sequence, okay, of n plots, and last factor is b. Okay, now this is b of n minus 1. What and this is acting at s. This is s of n minus 1. We require b of n and s of n. How are we going to deal it? We said that if there is a building, the next space has to be an empty space, correct? So if there is a building here, this space is definitely S. So the number of sequences up till here is same as number of sequences up till here. And what are the number of sequences up till here? These are, if you mark it clearly as S, this is S of n minus 1, correct? This is S of n minus 1. This will be S of n minus 1. Okay. And what is this Sn? If there is speak, it can be both B or S. So what it would be? It would be sum of these two. That would be B of n minus 1 plus S of n minus 1. This is our whole algo. How will we proceed? Okay. How will we proceed? Let me write the pseudocode for you. So the pseudocode will work like this. Suppose if you have got n equals to 1 as your input. In that case, what can you return? Don't need to do any processing. If there is a simple n equals to 1, what are the possible ways? This is my structure, this is the plot, this is the plot, and this is the road. What are the possible ways to fill up here? This can be a building or this can be empty space. So there are two ways. Similarly, B or S, two ways. 2 into 2 will give us 4. In that case, simply return 4. Okay. Now set up your initial values. Int B equals to 1, S equals to 1. Why 1? Because I will be starting the loop from index equals to 2. So for 1, B equals to 1 because Number of sequences ending at building with n equals to 1 will be 1, and for s also it will be 1. Okay, I understand. I think you have got the hang of it. Why I'm initializing them as 1. And to store the bn minus 1, I'm initializing the variables now only. It will be known as bn minus bn1 and sn1 for your simplicity. Okay, now what will we do? We will start a loop from 2, go up till equals to n. Mark this equals to. Sometimes we don't use equals to when we are dealing with the array question generally. Okay, now what we are doing, I am taking the initial values of b in bn minus 1 and sn1 in s, just to keep a account what we are proceeding. So my bn1 will become b and sn1 will become s. Now I have to update my b and s. As we discussed, b will become equals to sn1 and s will become equals to b n1 plus sn1. Okay. After this, the loop will end. Now just take care. These are the number of sequences at the end is b plus s. Number of sequences, but the job is not done yet. How? These are the number of sequences on one side. We have to check on the other side also. On the other side also. For that, how will we proceed? On the other side, as we discussed, the number of sequences on each side is equal. So we have got b plus s at one side. The other side will also be b plus s. So what do we have to do? Multiply them and return the answer. I hope the algorithm was very clear to you. There was no mistake, there was no confusion in understanding it. Okay, I've tried my level best to make you understand it. Okay, if you have not got any part, please rewind to that part and watch it again. You will definitely get the hang of it in at least in maximum 2 times. Okay, let us analyze the time complexity and space complexity of the pseudocode. If you can see, I'm running to a loop only one time. It would be O of n time complexity, no restrictions to that. And as you can see, I'm not using any extra space, though the space complexity will also be O of 1. I hope the things are very clear to you. Please, 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 if you have any doubts left, please drop them into the comment section or join my Discord server. You will find the link of the Discord server in the chat box. Okay. Without wasting any time, let's move to the code. Okay, how we are going to proceed. Now, here it is written that total module, we have to take the mod of the final answer with this, because the final answer can be large. So how are we going to proceed? So int mod equals to 1e9 plus 7. Okay, now if the base condition is if n equals to 1, return 4. Else long long, I'm using long int because it has been given that the answers can be very large. So just for safety, I'm using long int. My long int b would be initially 1. Similarly, my s would be initially 1. Okay, and just initialize bn1 and sn1. Correct. Now for int I going from 2 up till n equals to n I plus plus. What were the steps? Steps were bn1 would become equals to b, and sn1 would become equals to s. Correct. Updating our b's, updating our values. My b would become sn1 and my s would become bn1 plus sn1. Correct. Yes. Now after the loop ends, my result would be long and result equals to b plus s. Okay, I will take the mode of the result equals to, or result mod equals to mod, and then result would become result into result to take the number of ways we have found on the other side also. Result will again become equals to the mod of itself with 197 and at last return result. And also for safety, when you are updating BNS, take the mod of them also so that we do not get a garbage value under processing. Okay, let's try to compile and run it. Hope it works. Taking a lot of time. Working fine for the compile and run case. Let's try it for submit also. It worked fine. Thank you for watching my video. It was a day 21. This has been long journey and it would not have been possible without your support. Please keep supporting me like this only and watch my content. For latest updates, please don't forget to subscribe my channel. And if you like the video, don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you. Have a nice day.